What's up guys, Josh here. I am a concerned citizen, so I'm not a doctor, I'm not a scientist, I'm not a chemical engineer, but I'm not an expert, but I do have an expert. So this is the important part, is where everybody says that you're not any of this, but the truth is I'm a concerned citizen and I want to get answers to questions that people are asking me all the time. So Jesse, please introduce yourself.
I'm Jesse Rivera. I work with Colair. I'm a senior water technician analyst with the company. I've been doing water filtration for a number of years, and I'm going to gladly demonstrate some water testing today. I'm going to test the water for hardness, contamination levels, and we'll filter the water, and we'll do two different types of water. Of course, clean old bottled water, and then of course tap water, and then stay tuned for the results.
I think it's important to understand that this is the water that's coming out of your tap. Right, so this is coming from the cities, this is coming from the groundwater, coming from the Rio Grande River, all this stuff. So it's important to show exactly what we're gonna do, because this is in your water. I don't know if you guys understand this, but this is not made up. This is not anything that's fabricated. This is literally what is in your water that you're bathing your kids with, that you're cooking with, that you're drinking, that you're watering your plants, giving your animals this stuff. So I'm interested to see what's gonna happen.
First test I'll do is water hardness test. Okay. So this is a hatch kit. And what I do is, with this, I'm able to test how thick, how hard the water is. The second one I'm gonna do is called TDS. It stands for Total Dissolved Solids. And what that means is I'm gonna check to see how much contaminants or how much the water contains overall. Because there's minerals in the water, there's toxins in the water, there's pesticides, there's so many things in the water. I have a TDS meter that tells me how much in parts per million TDS the water contains. At the end, we're gonna have fun, a little bit of a science experiment. We might have done this in chemistry class back in the day, and it's called simple water electrolysis, where I have a aluminum rod and a iron rod, and from there it'll react with anything in the water. It doesn't heat the water, doesn't add anything to the water, but it does unmask and reveal what your water looks like before it goes into the water treatment plants.
I'm not going to tell you in what city we're in, because the water in the entire Rio Grande Valley has problems. So this is a huge thing for the Rio Grande Valley. So we're in a location, but this is kind of like a representative of what's going on in the valley.
That is correct. Yeah, we don't want to say, hey, one city's worse than the other. The Rio Grande Valley as a whole has a big problem with water, and we're here to provide solutions for you, because we want you to know where to go, what to do, or at least be educated. The goal is to educate consumers and people in the valley as much as possible. So we're going to start with water hardness. I have a good old-fashioned hatch kit. You can Google this. And I'm going to test the bottled water first. So I'm going to get a little bit of water in this test tube and put it in here, my little test tube. Okay. And what I have with me in this hatch kit is an activator, a reagent. It actually will basically activate a color change and react with the metal that's inside the water, and put it in here. So the goal for it is to become purplish or bluish, like a clear, transparent blue, and like the powder is. If it turns pink or hot pink, it tells me that the water is hard. Okay, so this water is reverse osmosis, purified water, and it has a little bit of hardness in it, maybe the plastics, but I have the chart will tell me if I can clean this up in 3 droplets of this neutralizer or less, then you have soft water. So let's start. Okay, here we go. 1, 2,
It's like purple.
3. There we go. 3 drops. So the water is considered soft. 3 drops or less, the water is softened. Why did it take 3 drops? Probably because, as we all know, plastic does slowly break down into the water. Reverse osmosis is a very aggressive water, has no mineral content, and is a pretty aggressive water, and I'll educate you about that in a minute. But the water starts absorbing the plastic, which is BPA, and over time the plastic goes into the water, and unfortunately we digest that, or try to, because it's a proven fact that the human body cannot digest plastic. So that's one reason I do not like bottled water or reverse osmosis water. Now we're gonna try good old-fashioned Rio Grande Valley tap water. Okay, here we go, same thing. For consistency, gotta be exact. Okay, here we go. And it's gotta be exact again, same. Okay. All right, shake it up. Okay, you can see it's all pink. All right, now we're gonna try to neutralize this. And the chart, you can refer to that now, Josh, because you're probably gonna be in suspense now.
Yes.
And so is the rest of the valley. How many drops is it gonna take to make this neutral? So let's start counting. We got 1, 2, 3. Okay, still pink. Remember, we're trying to make it blue, clear blue. So now one more drop makes it moderately hard. 4, 5, 6, 7. We're still in moderately hard. One more drop, am I correct, Josh? It'll make it hard.
7 to 10.
Okay, we're at hard water legally now. 9, 10. And we're one more drop and we'll be very hard. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17,
Wow. Jeez.
18, 19, 20.
I think your chart goes that high, man.
Ran out of space here. 21, 22, some change.
Yeah, starting to get there.
Yeah, still a little pink. 23. Let's see. I like to let it settle for a minute because sometimes it'll go back to pink.
So that's 23 drops right there?
Yeah, so that's now considered 23 grains of hardness.
So that's more than double of what is on this. All right, so what does that mean? Like there's a lot of metals in there?
So what we're counting right now is how much mineral content, how much metal, heavy metals. So we usually see it in our faucets, which this one cooperated beautifully, and I've never been here before. This is what you're seeing. This is what we're measuring. So if it's doing damage to metal like this, metallic substances, washers, dryers, water heaters, faucets, shower heads, what is it doing to the human body?
Is that from the piping or is it from the water that's...
It is from the water. Piping can only do so much. That is not from the piping because pipe does not look this color. So you see that calcium buildup or scale, lime scale. Yeah, that is mineral content all day long. I'm gonna do one little quick test. I do this one for fun. I'm gonna reintroduce a couple of drops. This shows you how aggressive, how strong this water is. Add a couple of drops. If it turns back to pink, it shows you how, I guess, effective, how strong this water is.
Jeez.
A couple of drops shows you, I guess, in parts per million, how much mineral content is in there. So a couple of drops reintroduced overpowered the neutralizer that I just added.
Wow.
Second test we're gonna do. Now we're gonna get into the nitty gritty.
Yes.
Total dissolved solids. So total dissolved solids it's gonna measure everything the water contains. You can measure anything, right? So it's anything inside the water. It can be contaminants, it could be the minerals that we need, right? But it's anything that's inside the water, and our water contains a lot. Next test, the TDS. On that chart, you'll see 0 to 50, very clean water. 50 to 100, still good. 100 to 200, still marginally acceptable. 3 to 400, the water, you gotta do something about it, pretty murky. 4 to 5, bad. 500 or more, it says move. No, I'm just joking. Yeah, it's an EPA chart.
There's nowhere else to move, man.
But yeah, the EPA max contamination level, it should be 500. If you go online, if it's over 1,000, it actually is considered toxic. And I will reveal something right now. If you boil the water or heat the water, it can be elevated to that or more.
Oh, jeez.
Because the heat activates some of those toxins, like an arsenic.
So those boil water notices are...
Those are just to kill the organisms in there that can hurt the human body, like E. coli and salmonella. You know, heating, boiling something will kill something, but it will only aggravate. You can't kill toxins or sulfurs or pesticides. You can't kill those. Those are not alive.
Wow. I just assumed that the boil notices were...
It doesn't filter it. It just boils anything that's alive. And we do have, I mean, Texas A&M, I've done that research. I heard yesterday that, you knew about that too, that Texas A&M has been doing research here in the Rio Grande River, and they found E. coli and salmonella in our water. So,
wow.
Yeah. So here we go. Here is the TDS. Parts per million. You're looking at 30.
30.
Pretty clean water.
32.
32. That's really good. Okay.
That was the bottled water, correct?
That is the bottled water.
See, I was always under the assumption that reverse osmosis was really good water, but there's nothing in it.
Okay, so I'm glad you bring that up. So reverse osmosis water is very clean water. It's one of the cleanest waters you can have. That and distilled, which is steamed water, which we also give babies. So reverse osmosis water, you can Google this, has no mineral content, nothing. And if you're in the water business, we call it zero water, dead water, has nothing. So what does that mean? It means that it does nothing for the human body to aid it in what it requires.
Which is hydration.
Exactly. It'll actually dehydrate you because it acts as a form of maybe a laxative kind of deal, and it flushes you out.
Wow.
So anything that you consume won't be absorbed at 100%, or even vitamins or supplements or medications. Okay, so now we've tested, of course, the bottled water. So any bets on the tap water? So now we're testing this water, and this is our tap water. Here we go.
I'll read off the results. Oh shoot, 94.
945.
945.
And that's because the water is cold. It's starting to settle. So this is about 900 TDS more.
Wow.
Of levels of, it can be contaminants or calcium, magnesium, fluoride, arsenic, sulfur, it just depends. We'd have to send it off to a lab, or you just look it up at your local water treatment plant website, and it'll tell you, by law, they have to tell you what's in the water. I go to ewg.org, and it'll tell me what's in the water. Now, we're gonna do good old-fashioned electrolysis. I'm gonna start with the filtered water, which I know a lot of folks are like, why are you filtering filtered water? For consistency. This is the chart. So basically, I have this electrolysis machine, and I'm gonna put the bottled water in here, put as much as possible. Basically, it's gonna be a chemical reaction with anything the water contains. Say we had light yellow, which is okay. Basically, you have dissolved oxygen. But if you see any type of white, you have lead, zinc, calcium, magnesium, mercury, which we see. We already know because it's right here. Okay, any black, heavy metals, which is not good. Red, mercury and ferric iron. Blue, bacteria, viruses, chemicals, fertilizers, and pesticides. Green, arsenic, trichloromethane, tetrachloromethane, and copper oxide. And the yellow, of course, dissolved oxygen, but if you see a dark yellow, that's called organic matter. As you can see, not much of a reaction. Kind of simple, boring. The water was pretty clean. We already tested the TDS. There was not much in the water. So I'm gonna leave it for 2 minutes just because. While it's testing, we can go over to the types of water, of course. We've already touched up on reverse osmosis. Is it very clean water? Yes. Is it the first bottle I'm gonna grab? No. The first water that I would touch at its source, or the first, I should not bottle, because I don't like bottled water. The best water, proven fact on earth to drink, is spring water at its source. Okay? Number 2, alkaline water at its source, where you get an alkaline machine or system and you put it underneath in your sink, and it'll filter the water through 4 stages of basically taking out the minerals, the chemicals, the bacteria, and then from there the last stage is pH filter, which is the alkaline filter that reintroduces the right mineral content the human body needs to be balanced and makes it and converts it to alkaline.
So that's what makes it alkaline.
That is correct.
Interesting, okay.
So that test is done, as you can see.
Doesn't smell like anything.
What's the temperature of the glass?
It's cold.
Cold. And it's light yellow on top and clear on the bottom.
So that is from the bottled water?
That is from the bottled water. So you're gonna see some floaties, and that's plastic, because the plastic will break down.
I've never seen
and
that.
If you do buy a bottled water and you're not gonna change your opinion, by all means, do not store it in a heated location. Don't put it in your garage, don't put it outside.
Wow.
Over time, that sun will break down that plastic.
Oh, I've never seen that. Like, this is the first time I see this. Wow, that's kind of gross.
Well, if you think that's gross, let's go for part 2. Tap water. Here we go. Hope everybody has strong stomachs, because we're in for a show. All right, can you touch that to make sure it is cold still?
Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna use the same side for consistency. And here we go. And again, we're looking for coloration. Anything, and if you see any of these colors under that specific category, that's what the water contains.
Now right here is the tap water.
This is the tap water from one of our beautiful cities here in the Rio Grande Valley. Chewy.
The things that we drink here in the Rio Grande Valley, guys, this is disgusting.
I mean, I'm pretty sure you go fishing in one of the local rivers, lakes, you're gonna see very similar texture and look of the water. I'm a bit of a fisherman, and yeah, I see that, and I see the water. It looks a lot like that. Or you can go to the Rio Grande River. Maybe go to, Progreso sometimes, or Matamoros, wherever it is, Reynosa, and you see the river. You take a peek. You're gonna see it that dark. So when we send it off to the water treatment plants, all we're doing is disinfecting it. We're treating the water. We're not filtering the water. That's why it's called a water treatment plant. So we're adding disinfectants.
So explain to me again what this process is going on right now.
So basically, it's an ionization. Basically, a chemical reaction. The electricity, the iron rod and the aluminum rod are. I'm going to turn it off because it's reacting more than usual. Ooh, that's fizzing, like Alka-Seltzer. It even smells. Oh my gosh. So this one was a fast reaction, I'll be honest with you. So there's an aluminum rod and an iron rod. So positive and negative charge, and basically going in a circle, and it's reacting with the contaminants inside the water. Certain elements will react with a charge, and as you can see, and it'll reveal them, unmask them. It doesn't do anything to the water. Water is a great conductor of electricity, but the clean water is now at the bottom. As you can see, the lighter, the heavier objects are at the bottom, but the lighter at the top. It's officially filtered the water from here on up. The clean water is right down here. So now, please touch the bottom. Nice and fresh, right?
Yeah.
Touch the top.
Oh, damn.
What is it?
That's hot.
They're very.
Wow. Jeez.
Yes. So let's diagnose, and let's do this together. All right. Do we see black in there? We see some traces of black, which is heavy metals.
Yep.
But it's not the number one contaminant. Do we see some white? Yeah, we do see some traces of white, which we already know, because that's what contributes to the hardness, which is the lead, zinc, calcium, magnesium, mercury. All right. Then we see a little bit of red, not much, which is probably iron, but from the local city pipes, which is normal. But the dominant is the blue and the green, which creates that aqua color.
So that's bacteria.
Viruses, chemicals, fertilizer, and pesticides. Then you see the light yellow, which we already saw even in this, because obviously oxygen is in water. But then you see that chunky yellow stuff that's floating to the top, which we call organic matter. And I'll leave it at that.
This should be like an eye-opener for everybody here in the Rio Grande Valley, because this is our water that we drink, by the way, guys. And I don't think people really understand that you cook with it. You cannot escape the water here in the Rio Grande Valley. It's like you cannot. So these things that we have flowing out of our faucets, out of our bathtubs, out of our sinks, and all this stuff is highly contaminated. And it's just that, like I said, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a scientist, I'm not a chemical engineer. I'm a concerned citizen, and that's why I decided to team up with Colair to attack this, because they've been in the community for over 40 years. And there's somebody that I trust. I know their customer service is really good. So when they approached me about this partnership, I thought it would be a no-brainer. And I got a lot of kickback, because like, well, this is why you're doing it. You're trying to sell stuff. It's like, no, guys, like,
trying to educate.
This is the most immediate thing that you can do today to fix the problem, because people keep asking me, is like, how do we fix this? I don't know. I'm not a chemical engineer. I don't know how to do any of this stuff. I'm just a concerned citizen. So this is one of the ways that you can immediately fix the problems that you have with your water. The other ones are going to take a very long time to deal with, but I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Anything else you want to say before?
Yeah, I do. So a lot of folks will tell me, well, I don't drink that water. I use bottled water, or I got my own. So look, regardless, if you're going to take a shower with this, the human body is going to absorb it. Why? The largest organ in the human body is the skin. So, one way or form or another, you're going to touch this. Whether you're going to cook with it, use it for tea, coffee, whatever. So a solution would be down here. A lot of folks say, well, I got a water softener, I'm protected. You're not. Water softener is taking out one thing. The difference between soft water and hard water, obviously, is the amount of mineral content. Okay, so a water softener is only going to take out the metal. Okay, so you need to take out the chemicals, which are predominant, as you can see here, and then of course the bacteria, right? So we have systems at Colair that take out all three. Okay, the alkaline system is what I prefer to drink. That's what I've had in my home for 6 years, and of course the whole home water purifier, not water softener, water purifier, and it'll take care of your home, and you will be safe. I guarantee it.
You're talking about like your Brita filter system that you can go online and get on Amazon. We talked about this in the podcast. Kind of talk about the different levels of, like, I can go right now, get it on Amazon. Brita, what that's going to do. Maybe you can use that too.
Well, the Brita is a little filter this big, and basically all it is filtering out chemicals. And that's a little carbon filter. You see the black, and sometimes you'll see the floaties, and you have to filter out your own filter, or wash it out, rinse it out. You have the same thing in your refrigerators. So that filter doesn't do much. It's this big, and it's taking out certain chemicals, not all. So that's one stage of filtration, and it's not large enough. And when I've tested those Britas, even though they do some effect, it's not strong enough, not good enough. You need filters that are strong enough, heavy duty enough for the Rio Grande Valley. And we partnered with a Maytag branded system that has lifetime warranties. Ownership wanted to educate the valley and help out with the Rio Grande Valley, and we're doing this. I'll be honest, when I first started Colair, we were not doing water filtration. I did let them know that I did have an extensive education on it. So, we started educating folks first, and now we're going to launch this, and we're going to start installing water systems throughout the Rio Grande Valley. So we have a whole home water purifier that has 3 stages, and it affects every faucet in the home. It has the first stage is the carbon filtration. It'll remove all the chemicals, which is coconut carbon, best carbon on earth. Removes all the chemicals. You want all the chemicals removed first, because if any of those chemicals touch the next stage, which is the hardness remover, which is the resin, the chemicals touch that, it'll eat up your resin within a couple years. And your water softener is irrelevant. That's why a water softener down here doesn't work that long. So the next stage is to remove the metal, and the last stage it goes to is to remove that bacteria. Gotcha. And then from there you have clean water coming out of every single faucet. So I call that a whole home water purifier. Then we also have the drinking system that will go under your sink. And of course, I explained the stages of sediment, carbon, sediment, which is taken out. Again, sediment is like a mini water softener. The carbon, taking out the chemicals. Then we have the membrane, which is also reverse osmosis, that takes out everything else out, because that's what reverse osmosis does. Then the last stage is the pH filter, the alkaline filter, which reintroduces the right amount of minerals the human body requires. If you want to get a hold of us, you can contact Colair. You can go to our website at colair.com. We're located in Mission, Texas, so right off the expressway. If you have any questions, by all means, I'll answer any questions for you free of charge. We do the water test in your home free of charge as well. So let us know how we can be of service, how we can be of help. We look forward to being in your home soon.